OpenAI is now a $500 billion private company. It's a huge company, a private company, which is worth $500 billion. It's a lot of money. There's a lot of hype. And past few months, I am noticing a trend, and the trend is kind of downwards. There's a lot of data coming in. I'm reading a lot of different articles, watching a lot of videos just to see, like, because I want to know what is going to happen in the future, and so does you. So in this video, we're going to talk about some of the pros and cons of modern day AI, like what AI can do and what AI cannot do. I know there are a lot of videos, people saying like they're making $1 million worth of startups with just AI. I don't know. There's no real proof that AI is doing that much. But we'll be talking about AI in the practical sense. Like we'll be seeing like what AI is doing right now. What are some pros and cons of using an AI? So let's talk about first of all cons. So one of the most important thing, like what AI is going to do is like it will going to interrupt a lot of jobs, and most of the jobs are not in startup; they are in big corporation. And in big corporation, we have big teams. So in big teams, how AI is going to be introduced? And I've been working in big teams since last 7 years, and to be honest, I'm not seeing the acceptance of AI at the scale where everyone's talking about. Right? Everyone's like, this is the most craziest tool. But if you see the reality, most of the developers, they're not even using ChatGPT. Like, not using in the sense like the company's not asking them to. They probably have maybe they're using it by themselves. Like they're not telling anyone like they're using it. But in most of the sense, companies are not promoting AI tools. And the reason behind this might be like no one knows how to use the modern day AI in a big team. If you are a team of 15, 20, 30 people, how do you use AI? Like no one knows. Like where do you put in? Do you give AI to everyone and just ask everyone to like prompt engineering and like create code? Then who's going to read those code? Like if AI can change, let's say 20, 30 file in an PR, who's going to read those files? Probably some lead developer or like some senior person going to read it, and they can't read that much code, right? I mean, there's a strict limitation what a person can read. So there is a strict limitation what AI can deliver in a big team. This is what I'm saying. That's why like no one knows, no engineer knows how to introduce AI because it is kind of a autocomplete, right? So you have a fast autocomplete. So what? And that brings the second point. How much productivity it can increase, and how to measure it. That's the thing. No one knows how to measure that. Sometimes the company says or project person says, okay, because we're letting you use AI, we want you to ship more user stories. And that's kind of like, what are the quality? Like, how would we make sure like what we are shipping is better than what we're shipping before? Because well, if AI is doing a lot of work, I mean, how can we measure it? I mean, the way you measure it, maybe like you create more test cases, or like you maybe just see like how many users, how many new users your app is getting, or like if you're using some inbuilt house, like how they are getting it, right? So how they are using it, or like is it getting better? Are they having less bugs now? So there should be a way to capture it. It just doesn't count. Like you say, okay, you'll be delivering 10% or 20% more user story. Doesn't make sense because what's the end goal? Like who is noticing, like who is measuring the end goal here? No one is doing that because it's so hard to do that. And that brings the third point. Who is going to clean the mess? Let's say you let AI do its thing, right? So AI is going to like changing the cloud code, the Claude or like Cursor, they're doing all these changes like 50, 60 files, like, and then end of the day, you feel like that's not what you were supposed to get. Who's going to clean that? Like, are you going to ask developers to clean that code? Then they're going to take more time to fix that code, right? So this is one of the most important thing is like because these models hallucinate quite often. So you need someone to read those code, and we don't have that many people who can read and approve those PRs as quickly because they're humans. They have a strict limitation. And someone says like maybe they'll use another AI agent to read. And I mean this is back and forth. What if that agent hallucinates, right? So how would you figure out like how would you like clean the code, clean the mess like AI creates, right? So these are some of the most like the common things like I'm seeing right now, which making me hesitant to say like, oh, AI is going to replace you or replace me. Because I mean, so far we need to figure out how to solve these things. And to be honest, no one knows how to fix those things. So we will be just in this journey where everyone will feel like this technology will do something, and it is doing something, but it's not doing what we want because our expectation is rising like every day. Like we just want AI, we want artificial general intelligence, they say like that intelligence can do anything, right? So this is what I'm saying. Now let's talk about some of the pros, like where AI can actually be helpful. What I'm saying is, if you have a lean team of 2 to 3 developers, AI is good. It's better. I mean, when you have a small team, when you're a small startup, you can use AI better because now you can measure things. In a big corporation, in a big team, it's just really, really hard. Magnitude 10 times, 20 times harder to measure like what value this AI things bring, right? But in lean team, if you are want to deliver a piece of software, let's say in 30 days, and AI lets you do in 15 days, then you have the market, like you can bring your product into market 15 days sooner than later, right? And that gives you more revenue, more users. So this is where like you can count. So this is what I'm saying, the trend is most small companies will going to integrate AI more. Doesn't mean like they will not need more developers, because once they have more code, again, they are reaching to that big company problems when they have more team, because AI is going to write code. You need people to manage that code. AI cannot just itself manages because it hallucinates more. It doesn't have full context because that's the limitation. It can't have all the full context. It doesn't plan that way. So you need a human in the loop, and maybe you need more humans in the loop. So for a lean team, it's good. But as your team gets bigger, your product gets bigger, you need more people. Maybe you need more AI, but you definitely need more people. And my second point is kind of similar to my first point. Like you can generate MVP faster. MVP means minimal viable product, right? So you can generate that faster. Again, I mean, these are the two things I can think right now, which really brings like real dollar value to using if you're using AI, right? Other than that, I think it's just more hype. And if we are worried about AI, I was worried about AI like past 2 3 months, but now I think I'm settling in. I think I can accept it and feel like this may not replace me, and it may even create more jobs. In the next video, we will go deep and see like how AI can generate more jobs, but it will be pretty similar to like what we have talked about. We'll be bring more points, more thinking knowledge, like how more thinking into this AI thing, like how it is going to affect us, because I'm pretty much interested in like how it affects me, or you probably are also curious like how it is going to change everything, right? But I think that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching.